This video explains how sweepers operate in the orchard to prepare the nuts after being shaken to be ready for the harvester to pick them up. So a sweeper has sweeping tines in the front, like rake blades that move the nuts across into the center, and it also has a blower. Now we have a pattern for two different kinds of the sweepers have two different functions. So the sweeper 1, which is in blue on my map here, just taking a step back, we've got nonpareil here. So the focus on this is nonpareil nuts, which is half the orchard. So every second row in the orchard is nonpareil. It's described as NP here. And then in between the nonpareil rows, we have a pollinator. So every fourth row is Carmel. So we've got Carmel here and then Carmel here. And the other rows have Monterey in them. So Monterey there. And so the harvest order is nonpareil, then Carmel, then Monterey. So we're starting off with the Monterey. The same pattern applies, but just the nuts are more spread out for the pollinators. So sweeper 1 just goes down following the sweeping the nuts away from the base of the nonpareil trees along the row, and the blower is blowing the nuts under the trees where the machines can't get to. It's blowing those nuts through into the adjacent roads. So part of the role of the sweeper driver is to keep an eye and make sure that blower is doing an effective job and not leaving nuts behind. It does get 2 goes at doing that. So sweeper 1 goes and just follows the nonpareil trees down, does 1 pass per row of nonpareil. So one side of the tree, back up the other side, down the next row of nonpareil, back again, and that's sweeper 1. Off it goes on its merry way into the distance. Now sweeper 2, it starts off by following the same path as sweeper 1. Moving down the row there, just an additional blow, an additional sweep, making sure there's no nuts that have been left behind. But then at the end of the row, it turns around and it goes back. And at this point, he'll turn his blower off and sweep up this row here to tuck those nuts in ready for the harvester. So that's the final preparation there, the final pass for this row here. Then it moves into the next row and it'll come down and whenever the sweeper 2 the blower is facing a pollinator or a non-target nut, it'll turn the blower off and then come around and then blow those nuts through again and just move through the orchard like that. So sweeper 2 does 2 passes in every row. So it's working at pretty much half of the advancement rate as sweeper 1 as it goes through. It's slower. So when sweeper 1 gets to the end of the designated harvest zone, it could go back and halve the rows remaining that sweeper 2 hasn't got up to, and then sweeper 1 can become sweeper 2 and the 2 machines together can finish off that area so it's ready for the harvester to come through. Okay, I hope that gives you some explanation. Please ask any questions to your supervisor about sweeping if you need some more information. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, one other thing before I forget. Now the role of sweepers is all about the sweepers have the power to organise nuts. It's the only tool we've got to move nuts around in the orchard and to position them so the harvester can get them. So one thing with sweepers, just to mention, as the sweeper's coming up the row, it's important that the machine doesn't drag nuts out into the headland. If you do see that as a sweeper operator, it'd be great if you've got your sweeping tool, but you've also got your blower. So you can actually use the blower. In this case here, if we saw nuts that were coming out into the mid-row, we'd just drive along here, keep the sweeper tines elevated, not operating, just drive along here with the blower and blow all those nuts back into the orchard so that the roadway is clear and we're not crushing nuts. So the sweepers also have a bit of a clean-up job apart from just arranging the nuts in the orchard. Okay, there we go, thanks.